All right, let's go ahead and get started. I'd like to say thank you to everyone that's here, especially to our media outlets. We greatly appreciate you coming and supporting Dobyns-Bennett and giving us an opportunity to be out on the World Wide Web. This is being live streamed today, so you can go back and watch all this on our YouTube live stream. Jimmy Burleson and Wes Franklin, they do an unbelievable job, and if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to pull this off today. There's a lot of people that put a lot of effort into this. I always like to talk by saying, well, first of all, I'm Frankie DeBusk. I'm the athletic director here. I know most of you all know most of me, or most of it. But we like to really try to honor our athletes. We got a great group of kids today that are getting recognized. Being able to participate in high school athletics is very important. It's a lot of fun. But when you're talented enough and good enough to make that next step and put yourself at the elite level and be able to participate at the collegiate level, we really need to recognize the kids for that and their families. They've done an exceptional job to be able to be here. It's not just from an athletic standpoint. They've got to do their part academically. They got to get out of bed and do their part from an athletic standpoint. They got to deal with the coaches. They got to deal with their teachers. They got to deal with social media. They got to deal with life. They've made it this far. Hopefully, we've done our part at Dobyns-Bennett to give them the education to get them where we are right now. Their next step into college athletics is so important. It's so much fun. They have so much to look forward to. But it is something that everybody deserves to be proud of. So the parents that are in the room, I know we've had some former athletes that have moved on into the collegiate level and do exceptionally well, and we've got some great ones today. So we're having to change up our process a little bit, the goods and the bads. We've got so many kids signing. We're having to change up how we're doing it, and we're going to sign 3 kids at a time, and then the last group will be a group of 2. And what we'll do is the head coach or a coach from each sport is going to talk about their student athlete that's up here. We'll start down at the end. We'll work all 3 of these through with their head coaches, giving 3 to 4 minutes worth of information about the student that's signing and just a little bit of their history. I'll get the microphone back. I'll ask all of them to sign at the same time. And I'll tell you, as you're signing, continue to sign. Act like, take your time doing this. If anybody wants to get a picture of you signing, they can. And so prolong that signing if we've got some media here that wants to take advantage of that. But again, thank you to everyone that's here today. Great crowd. We're excited about all these kids and what they've accomplished at this point and looking forward to what they'll accomplish in the future. We'll go ahead and get started today. I'm going to introduce our head swimming coach, Nathan Love, and I'll give him the microphone.
Good afternoon. I'm Coach Love. And as Evie came through the doors when she was younger as a freshman, it was just amazing to watch her. She's just really, really fast. She qualified for state all 4 years, which is a huge accomplishment for a freshman coming in and doing it all 4 years. She actually grew into a leader. She has 6 individual records, the 200 IM, both the short course meters and the yards. In the 100 breaststroke, she also owns both the 100 yard and short course meter breaststroke records. In the 400 free record, she owns that one as her freshman year. She decided not to swim that the rest of the time. But then she swam her senior year. This year, she broke the 100 yard record in the backstroke. So she owns those records. She also has is on 4 of the 6 relay records that the girls own. And then she owns the medley, 200 medley regional record. And so regionally, she has won 7 out of the 8 individual swims she's had over the last 4 years. She only got a second place in that 400 free, or the 500 free, I should say, in the regional meet her freshman year. So huge accomplishments there. At the state level, she placed 4th in the 200 IM as an all-state swimmer. She was regional swimmer of the year last year. And then if you look at her academics, she's going to be a NISCA Academic All-American this year. So she's doing really, really well in academics. So there's no problem. As you can tell, Air Force is going to have a fine athlete. Locally, she's on the USA Swim Club here locally, and she owns many, many records there as well. So she has plenty more accolades coming this weekend. We swim state on Saturday, Friday and Saturday. So we're hoping to get out of here before the ice and snow happens, and we head on and head to greater things. So, Evie.
Turn around the applause. Congratulations, Evie. All right, hold on before you sign. I'm going to pass the mic over next to our head wrestling coach. We obviously just had tremendous success down at the state tournament in wrestling, finishing runner-up, but phenomenal job, and I'll let Wes talk about his student athlete.
All right, so we only have a few minutes. I could literally spend the whole time going over Mason's accomplishments, but a couple of things. Mason currently is the all-time winner for Dobyns-Bennett. We celebrate wrestlers that accomplish 100 wins. Mason is at 185 wins at this point, and we still have 3 more weeks of our season. So he's currently the all-time winner of that. So that's one of the things that we see is he's obviously a winner. He's a 3-time state champion, again, with us having our state tournament coming up. Hopefully get that 4th one. This past preseason, he competed in the Super 32 tournament, which is the most prestigious preseason tournament, and finished runner-up in that, earning All-American honors in that. During the season, we went to the Beast of the East, which is the toughest national tournament in the nation, and Mason was the champion in that, earning All-American honors again. Mason has earned All-American honors each year that he has competed, every single year. And most recently, he just got selected to represent Team USA, and is also currently ranked number 3 in the country. So we are extremely blessed to have Mason on this team, and just to see a couple of things as we talked about the accomplishments. But Mason has a healthy obsession with the sport. And we see that, and we see that in our wrestling room. If we encourage you, if you want to see the wrestling room and just see the competitiveness that we have, it's a testament of Mason and what that brings. So we're extremely proud of Mason. As I mentioned, we still have several more weeks, so we look forward to see how these weeks carry forward, and we also look forward to see how he carries himself for West Virginia. West Virginia is getting a phenomenal wrestler, and we are excited that he's going to continue to do well. So we look forward to seeing how he does it at West Virginia.
Unbelievable career, for sure. And our third today, I'll give it over to our head football coach, Joey Christian.
I don't have a few notes written down. I'm not near as smart as Coach Idletter, Coach Love. Jaylen Thomas. Man, what more can you say? When you talk about an athlete, this would go for all the young athletes out there in the crowd too. And if you want to have success like this, the word that I say about Jaylen is he's trustworthy. He will do whatever you ask him to do, whatever you tell him to do, he's going to do it to the best of his ability. That is what coaches want. When college coaches come, that's one of the questions they're going to ask. Is he trustworthy? Can I trust him? Is he the kind of person that you would want in your program? Jaylen is definitely that. Listen, we're back-to-back region champions because of Jaylen Thomas, because of the success that he had. We played him in so many ways, tried to get the ball to him in so many ways. He played field corner for us, but offensively, we were definitely trying to get him. We always had a thing in the coach's office. We said the first guy couldn't tackle him by himself. He had to have people with him. That's just a testament to his ability. I'm going to give you his stats. They're a lot more lengthy, but I don't know other than what Nathan said about him. Jaylen ended his career at Dobyns-Bennett with 87 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, 7 pass breakups, a caused fumble, 5 interceptions. He had 7 kickoff returns for 151 yards, 17 punt returns for 245 yards and a touchdown. He had 3 tackles inside the 20 on kickoff coverage. Once again, trustworthy. Will do anything to help the team out. He had 12 carries for 94 yards and a touchdown, 64 receptions for 596 yards and 6 touchdowns, 6 blocks leading to a touchdown, 2 knockdown blocks. He also had a big throw as a passer, 10 big catches, 2 big runs, and 3 big returns. Jaylen Thomas is one.
All right, guys, let's all sign our papers together. This is a great opportunity for pictures, so go right ahead. Everyone continue to sign. If anyone wants to get a picture, go right ahead and do so. All right, we're fortunate to have a great class of students that enjoy participating and helping us do a lot of this. And we got a young lady today saying, Marley, raise your hand. She's going to go ahead now and get a picture of you signing with your parents individually. So go right ahead, you're up first. Mason, you're up next. Brother, smile big. Okay, go ahead and do that. All right, Jaylen, you're up next. All right, let's do a pose picture now without signing to look at Miss Marley to get a good picture with your parents. Couldn't do it without you. One more round of applause for this group of three. Congratulations. All right, next three up. Guys, we do have Evie here that might want pictures and interviews with all the signees. So if you can hang around till we're finished, they would like to grab you. I do not know exactly who they would like to interview, but if you see a media person looking towards you, please something like to interview. right, ladies and gentlemen, if we could get your attention, please. We're going to move on to the next group of signees today. 3 more unbelievable athletes. I will turn the microphone back over to our head football coach, Coach Joey Christian.
All right, we talked about these 2 guys. It's 2 different, there's lots of different paths. How you can get to your end goal. Like the coach said, all these student athletes that we're recognizing today, everybody's got their own path. These 2 guys here has decidedly different paths, okay? So, first guy, I guess we're doing Tyler first. So Tyler Grizzle. Man, Tyler's a kid that, he came to us when he got our first course. We knew about him in middle school, and he's just a ball-playing Johnny, man. He likes ball. He wants to play ball. He likes the physicality of it. He likes the anything to do with the physical part of football, and he was intent on doing it to the best of his ability from when he was a little boy, from the way I've been told. His freshman year, we brought him up to varsity. He practiced with us, and there was one day in practice that I talk about sometimes. He whipped every one of our starting offensive linemen's butts during a drill we had that year as a freshman, and they were all upset, and I think most of them were seniors. They were all very upset about that. So that's just the way he is. You ask him, I've asked him for over the past year, Tyler, what do you want to do? He said, I just want to play football. Okay, but, if you go to school, what do you think you want to study? I don't know. I just want to play football. I mean, he is laser focused. It's been his goal the whole time he's been here. That's what he wanted to do. Got hurt in spring practice back last year, and really had to have one knee surgery, and then had to have a second one to clean it up. We thought for sure, and he thought for sure that probably wasn't going to get to play his senior year, but through a lot of determination, a lot of rehab, a lot of lonely days working that, he was able to make it out. And Dr. Riggins, I see here somewhere, was a big part of that. Zach Casey as well. Those guys got him healed up to where he was good enough to play. He came back and played for us this year. He's probably about 75% of what he is as a 100% player. But it's still, him at 75 is better than just about everybody that we play. He ended his career. He had played a little bit on defense, especially earlier in his career. But he had ended up with 26 tackles, 3 tackles for a loss, 7 hurries, 2 sacks, and a block kick. Now on offense, these numbers, probably, I would say most of y'all don't even know what they are, so it don't matter. But these are gaudy. These are gaudy numbers. Highest we've ever had, Coach Hayward?
Single season, yeah.
And single seasons was the highest ones. But his career totals, he had 132 knockdown blocks. That means 132 times in his career, he ended up with his guy, the man he's supposed to block, on his back. That he had taken him out of the play, and he had 45 blocks leading to touchdowns. So, 57, Tyler Grizzle. All right, the next guy, coming from like I said, totally different way. Zayden had played football when he was younger, and back when he was in a different zip code. But he came his freshman year, and I'd asked him. I said, "Hey, you're going to play football. I need you to play football." And he was like, "Nah, I'm not going to play football. I'm going to play basketball." I was like, "Okay, well, that's fine." I asked him again the next year, and I said, "Well, what about football? You think you want to try football?" And he was like, "Well, I don't know. I want to talk to you about it." And I said, No, I don't want to talk to you about it now. I want you to play basketball. I want you to be the best basketball player you can be. But when that season's over, then I want to talk to you about it." And he did. And he come on. His ceiling is so high. He is nowhere near as good a football player as he's going to be or that he can be because of that. And I always liken it, coming in, playing football, we have a whole different language that we speak about what different terms are and what this means and that means. And you got to figure that out before you can ever figure out the details of it. And there was a very steep learning curve on that, but he did very good at that. I say now, he's the example. He's the example that we're going to use. You play other sports, and listen, kids should play multiple sports. I would argue that with anybody and everybody. You should play multiple sports. The multiple sports that he played has allowed him to be here today because of the competitive nature that he has grown, that's inside of him, and just shows that you can start at a sport and later on and you can get to where you're going. Zayden's really 1 year plus stats. He had 85 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, 7 pass breakups, 2 caused fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, a hurry, 4 interceptions, and a block kick. He had a tackle inside the 20, had 1 carry for 6 yards, 15 receptions for 227 yards with 2 touchdowns, 6 blocks leading to a touchdown, 2 knockdown blocks, 4 big catches, and 1 big return. Number 2, Zayden Ahles.
Next up is our head golf coach, Reed Burton.
First of all, I hope nobody takes for granted this room. This room doesn't happen in a lot of high schools. I mean, this is a packed room for these student athletes. They've worked their tail off to get here, but this doesn't happen across the state, so I hope nobody takes this for granted. This is a special group, special room right here. If you determine an athlete's success by signing a college scholarship, then there's a lot of successful teenagers across America today. But I determine how good of a teammate were you? How good of how much did you impact younger athletes? And how many left their program better than the way they found it? Let me tell you something. Blake Adams made my job real easy. It's not every day you find a 4-year athlete like Blake. Not only is he a good student and a good kid, but dang, can that kid swing a golf club. Blake's high school golf resume speaks for itself. Numerous tournament wins, more than I can count. Multiple year all-conference. Helped us to our first district title in 5 years. And Blake qualified for the state tournament twice in his 4 years here on his own ball. It makes my job real easy when you can roll out a kid in the one spot and he can go toe-to-toe with any kid in the state of Tennessee. But Coach Griffin, as good of a sign as you think you've made for your program, I promise you he's got another gear to him. And when he gives you that look and says, Coach, watch this, just step back and trust him. So the goal this year for Blake was a top 10 finish at state. With 5 holes to go, Blake was sitting at 19 and had some ground to make up. He spotted you off the back of that green and gave you that wink and he said, watch this. Blake finished birdie, birdie, par, birdie, birdie to jump to 5th in the state to be DB's first male golfer to make All-State in over a decade. I'll forever remember the success of Blake, but the details will fade over time. But what I won't forget is him randomly showing up at my house just to show me a scorecard or borrow some tees, or say, hey, Coach, you busy? You want to come watch me play 9 holes tonight? Or making some side bets with my daughter that inevitably cost him to wear a pink visor at some of the matches. Or his crazy teammates and those van rides and those meals. I know he'll remember those forever, as will I. When I was a student here decades ago, I played for Charlie Morgan for basketball. And I remember being on those vans, and the topic of friendship came up. And I remember looking at Coach. I was 17 years old. I remember looking at Coach and said, Coach Morgan, we're friends, right? And he kind of side-eyed and he went, nope. Coach, what do you mean? We're not friends? And he said, Reed, let me tell you something. I don't make it a habit to be friends with my players until after they graduate. And then we're friends for life. And that's still true with Coach Morgan today. Blake Adams, you got a friend for me in life, kiddo. I'm forever proud to be your coach, but even more so to be your friend. You've earned every bit of this today, and you deserve everything this game has to offer you. Congratulations, my man.
Thank you. All right, guys, let's all sign our scholarships together so we can get some pictures. Everyone sign and continue to sign in a lengthy way. Grizzle, you look like you're cheating on a test. You don't have to have that look about you. All right, Miss Mallory, we'll start with Tyler and the family. If you guys will just look up, she's going to take a picture individually, not signing now, please. All right, Zayden, you're up next. Look up and smile. Get a family picture with her, right in the middle. All right, Blake, right in the middle to Miss Mallory. Congratulations to these three. One more round of applause, and we'll roll it on. All right, the next three are up. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if I could have your attention, please. Moving on to our next group of student athletes. I'll introduce our head volleyball coach, Coach Katie Helvey. She'll have to be on the mic.
Hello. How are we? Good. Lively crowd, lively crowd. All right, so first up, we got Makiyah Blye. She is signing with Pellissippi State, and I get the privilege of recognizing a very special athlete, teammate, and person. When I stepped into this role as head coach at DB, I'll be honest, it was very intimidating. Makiyah and the humongous group of seniors that we had, it was already established, right? So as a head coach, it was hard to come in. New coach, new expectations, new vision, and took a lot of trust from Makiyah and her teammates. But from day one, Makiyah bought in, not just quietly, but fully. She led by example, she trusted the process, and because of her and her teammates, this season became something truly special. Honestly, spectacular, because I know I've said it multiple times, we had a record-breaking season. We had a season in the Dome where nobody took a set off of us, which has never been done before. We were undefeated in the Dome. So really spectacular. Makiyah was a huge part of that. She has been a 4-year varsity member for DBVB, and her resume speaks for itself. She earned all academic team honors her sophomore, junior, and senior years. She was named the 2023 Big East All-Tournament Team, earned Big East All-Conference Awards in 24 and 25, and this year absolutely dominated conference play and earned herself Hitter of the Year. First all-academic conference, first team all-conference, and she was awarded our MVP for the season, which was great. But what makes Makiyah so special isn't just what she's done on the court, it's who she is off the court as well. She carries a 4.1 GPA, plans to double major in criminal justice and legal studies with a minor in criminology. During college, I think she is taking after mom, and she plans on becoming a real estate agent throughout college. And her work ethic knows no boundaries. And beyond all of that, her life goal, she said that she just wants to spend as much time with her loved ones and friends and travel the world. And Makiyah, we're so proud of you. We're so grateful for the legacy that you've left behind. And we are so excited to see what's next in your life. We wish you nothing but success in everything you chase. Congratulations, Makiyah, and go Panthers. And to the next. Hello, how's everyone doing? Okay, really tight crowd, sorry. Okay. Not always easy for a coach to get up here and talk with us. You gotta make it easy. Just laugh, smile, right? Okay, next we've got Mela Brice, aka Nina. I have the honor of recognizing yet another incredible senior, Mela Brice, who, like I said, many of us know as Nina. I don't even know how that joke came about. I think it was a TikTok or a funny video? It's an influencer. I don't know. I'm not cool, but I try to be with these volleyball girls. But anyway, just like Makiyah, stepping into this role with Mela and 6 other seniors was intimidating. New coach, new leaders, high expectations, but it didn't take long for Mela to show exactly who she is. She became one of the most loyal, trustworthy, and dependable leaders in our program. Someone that I could count on every single day. She leads with consistency, confidence, and an unwavering commitment to her teammates. Mela's accolades across her career are nothing short of impressive. So in 2023, she earned the MVP of the Dobyns-Bennett program, was named Big East All-Conference second team, and earned a spot on the All-Academic team. In 24, she earned an All-Conference team award, Big East award for the second team, All-Tournament team at the Dorman Tournament of Champions in South Carolina. And if you know the competition in South Carolina, that's pretty impressive as well. And once again, all academic team honors. But in 2025, this year was her time to shine. She earned all academic team, Big East, first team all conference, all tournament team, and was named our setter of the year. So, I mean, looking up here, 2 of our kids, hitter of the year and setter of the year. If that doesn't speak volumes to who these kids are, I don't know what does. But that's a huge, huge accomplishment for the both of them. And to top it all off, she earned a spot on the All-State volleyball team, solidifying her place among the best in the state. Over her 3 years on varsity at DB, Mela recorded over 2,000 assists, a number that speaks not only to her talent, but to her vision, her leadership, and ability to make everyone around her better. So we've got, again, setter of the year, hitter of the year. These two, they're like a peanut butter and jelly combo, right? Bread and butter. Mela plans to play at Pellissippi for the next 2 years, then see where the future takes her for her final 2 years of eligibility at the next level. Off the court, she has equally big goals, planning to become a nurse anesthetist. So we're so proud of you, Mela, grateful for everything you've given to this program, and excited, again, to see what's next for you. We wish you the best of luck, and go Panthers.
Congratulations, guys. I'm going to miss Mom and Dad as much as I'm going to miss y'all. Y'all just like me. We're straightforward. Next up is our head softball coach, Coach Andy Hubbard.
You're probably going to listen to the worst speaker out here today, but I'll do my best. Braelynn's been with us. This makes the 4th year. It's kind of a family tradition. I think right over here in the middle, we have 2, well, there's actually 3 of them that played. We got 2 that played. I think they're your aunts. And she's played multiple positions for us over her career, outfield, first base, pitched. She's pretty funny. She's a talker. When things get tense, she kind of talks you out of the way and makes people relax on the team. The big highlight, I think, for her last year and for her was the stat she had at the DB Eastman tournament. Hit a home run off a quality pitcher. I think it's still going. Hit 417 in that tournament with 5 hits. She only had 3 errors all year at first base. She came out this summer and said she's going to work harder than she's ever worked before. We had that conversation, and she continued that through the fall and in the building. And we're hoping that she has a great year, and I believe she will because of work ethic. Travel ball, she went 324 this past time with 3 homers, 33 RBIs, 395 on base percentage. And Pellissippi State's going to get a good one. I don't know if the Knoxville police are ready for her driving, but they're going to give it. Congratulations to Braelynn Ferrell.
Congratulations, ladies. Our female athletic teams have been exceptional. A lot of it has to do with these 3 young ladies sitting up here right now. So let's all sign our scholarships together for some pictures. So go ahead and pick up your pens and sign your piece of paper there and let everyone get pictures. So go ahead and take some time as you sign. All right, now we'll start down at the end and just get a family photo. The young lady standing right here in the middle. If you look right at her, she'll get a good family picture. Next up. Congratulations. One more round of applause for this good young lady. Congratulations. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if I could have your attention one more time, please, for our final group to sign today. We've started boys and girls lacrosse here, and Chris Bell is our director of lacrosse and coaches our boys team, and just does a great job. And I'm excited about where our future is headed with lacrosse. We're one of the few schools in the area that have lacrosse, and hopefully this will just be one of the few steps in the right direction as we have a young man signing today. But I'm going to turn it over to our head lacrosse coach, and let Coach Chris Bell have the mic.
Good afternoon, everybody. Appreciate everybody taking the time out of the day to be here. Ricky Gracia is one of the, he's part of a group of seniors that I have this year. It's the last group of kids that I have had the privilege to coach since they were little. So this is a special year for me. I started with these guys, and I get to finish with these guys. When Ricky first started playing, he had some trouble with his hand, and he wore a wrist brace. As you can imagine, it's particularly difficult to control a lacrosse stick when you can't move your wrist. That alone was enough to stop most people from staying. Overcame it and has easily become one of our standout players that have been through the program. We asked a lot of Ricky last year. We asked a lot of the senior class we have this year last year. We graduated several the year before. We were very young on the offensive end of the field. And about midway through the season, we decided to take our defensive players and have them stay up on offense. They were some of our more veteran players, some of our more capable ball handlers. And so I'm going to read through some stats for you right quick. And what you have to kind of do is dissect how many games that he actually played in a certain position that we asked him to do that also went on top of his regular position. So Ricky's a defender for us, okay? His primary job is to play defense. And we asked him and a couple of the other guys to step up and play some offense for us too. So we played 8 total games last year. Ricky probably spent 4 of those games on offense. And in those 4 games, he actually scored 12 goals for us. That may not seem like a big deal, but that's 3 goals a game. That's better than the national average for attackmen in the state, nationally, but easily in the state of Tennessee. Okay? So at the end of the season, we have an award ceremony where the team votes for specific positions on the year. Ricky was our offensive player of the year as a defenseman last year. And that was voted for by his teammates. He was the second highest scorer, and he literally played 4 games there. It was absolutely unbelievable. He averaged 2 assists a game. No, I'll take that back. I'm sorry. Ricky averaged 4 assists per game. So even his offensive stats were on par with the standard offensive player, and he literally played there barely half the season. Okay. He took 16 shots on goal. So 16 times Ricky took a shot, and he scored 12. I don't know if you understand how unbelievably accurate that is, but that is an unbelievable stat. We have never had a player on the team, period, under any position that shot at 75%, ever. Okay? If you're shooting at 40%, you're doing something pretty special. If you're shooting 50%, you're amazing. So to shoot at 75% is absolutely astonishing. Okay? To his actual position, which is defense. He played 8 games at defense. He had 34 ground balls. He averaged 4.3 a game. And he had 23 takeaways. So 23 times in our 8 games, he physically took the ball away from another individual, gained possession of that ball, and was able to transition the ball down the field. Those stats right there alone put him in the top 100 players in the nation. That's a pretty unbelievable accomplishment. And I didn't say the state of Tennessee, I said in the nation. So while Ricky he's been stellar in everything he's done for us. He's been stellar in all his travel ball exploits. He had multiple opportunities to play for different places. He was all-conference player last year, team captain. I have no doubt that he'll be all-conference again this year. He led the team. He helped lead the team. And Ricky, I feel like he made a good choice. He had multiple opportunities. He's gone back and forth. He's always come back to Cumberlands. For those of you who don't know, the national polls, they're ranked number 2 this year nationally in the NAIA. And there's a pretty solid chance 12 months from now Ricky will be on a team playing for a national championship. So Ricky, congratulations.
I will introduce again our head softball coach, Coach Andy Hubbard, to speak about Phoenix.
I want to start with some stats. Just this past year, and then say some other stuff. She's appeared 21 games. Had a great season. She really came out this year. I think she might have been the sickest human being in Upper East Tennessee her sophomore year. I think she had flu, strep throat, mono, and she came back this year with a vengeance. Had 11 wins, 116 strikeouts. Opposing team batted 200 against her. ERA was 3. But the big thing was she came in promising as a freshman, and probably in normal circumstances in years past, she would have pitched a lot. We were loaded with pitchers that year, and upperclassmen. But like I said, about the middle of the year, she really came up. I can remember trying to make a decision in the district tournament, and her and Allie both did a great job without those two, and really Phoenix stepping out for this first year. We wouldn't have gone where we went. One of the biggest games in the district tournament against West Ridge. West Ridge, wasn't that the one? And tremendous job. And our team that lost 7 starters finally found a way back to the state tournament. We didn't last long, but we did make it back there, and a lot of us contributed to her and her work ethic, because she never gave up. She never got down. She'd do anything you asked her to do. And a great student. Odessa College is going to get a great Phoenix Ahles.
Good deal. All right, let's sign our scholarship, ladies, gentlemen, so we can get a picture. Go ahead and sign a lengthy there. All right, now this young lady here is going to get a picture of your family, so just give her a smile, one for each individual. One more round of applause. Congratulations. Thanks for everyone coming today. Hope you have a safe trip home. Hopefully you're getting no more snow. Thank you again for coming. Enjoy.
See, bud. Drop your phone for 2 seconds. See,
AJ was texting me about practice. We don't have practice.
well,